Om Namah Shivaya. Last Satsanga, we finished in the page 41 of the book, Spirituality Volume 1. And a new topic starts, adapting the ancient teachings to the modern times. I wrote this chapter about an adaptation of the ancient teaching, the old teachings to the modern times. A necessary task. So we need to adapt the teachings because it's intolerable, the ancient teachings. It's very simple like this. When you read, for example, Abhinavagupta, it's impossible. It's not for our level of being. Because for the level of being of average disciples at this time is low. So the teachings as taught by Abhinavagupta, for example, 1,000 years ago in Middle Ages, is for another kind of disciple. That's why we need to adapt the teachings to make the teachings more accessible, more easier, more simpler to common people, to not common people, to disciples at this time. Yes, there is a decay in the quality of discipleship. That's why sometimes when I read Abhinavagupta, I laugh, yes, because who will understand? It's really, but it's confusion. What is this? It's because Abhinavagupta takes for granted that you read already Tantra, Loka and Tantrasara, that you are an expert and this and that, but no, poor people. Okay, I will read now something. Before undertaking a discourse about this important subject, let me explain to what a liberated or enlightened person is. Let me explain to you what a liberated or enlightened person is. There are two types of liberation. I need to scratch here. Shakti. Sometimes Shakti is in the tip and you need to scratch. Yes, Kundalini. First, getting liberation and retaining the physical body. This is one kind of liberated person. Retain the physical body. So he's not dying during liberation. But there is a second kind of liberated people getting liberation and discarding the physical body. This is the best way. Discard the physical body because at that time you don't care about the physical body. You feel nothing. You have like anesthesia. You feel nothing. You are with him and you are one with him. So you feel nothing. No sensation in your body. You can discard your body and you feel nothing. It's better. To continue to be alive in the body is not good. It's good for people because they will have a guru and blah, blah, blah. But for the liberated person, no, it's not good because he will have to suffer more with the body and all this. Yes, it's bad news for him. This is the opposite thought to the thoughts of a common person. A common person, they think that to live more is better. No. To the yogi, to live less is better. Strange. Because you live more, you are prone to create more suffering and to have to tolerate more suffering. You understand? So the things that are bad in common life are good for the yogi. For example, to die young. For a yogi enlightened already is good. Okay, finish. Leave the body. Not with this body. And to die at 90 years old, yes, with tubes, with no, you don't want to die like this. You want to die whole. Okay, with your body whole, your mind whole, not to die like this. This is bad thing. But people want to live forever. Yes, well, it's like this. But yogis are not like this. They want a good death. That's why the yogi think about two things. Two things. Shiva, the self, God, and death. So he's all the time asking God, yes, for a good death. Not a death in a bed, yes, with tubes, with a lot of things, dying like this, not in agony. No, a fast death and sweet. For example, while dreaming, or to die all of a sudden. For example, a good death, not a death with suffering. The difference exists from the viewpoint of someone watching another person getting liberation. So if someone is watching another person getting liberation, he will see, oh, he continues alive, or he will see, oh, he died. Yes. But not from the viewpoint of the one really attaining liberation. To the one who has achieved spiritual enlightenment, the act of retaining or discarding his physical body makes no difference at all. So it's not important to him. Broadly speaking, there are three realities. The real I, Shiva, your real identity, mind, and the physical body. Broadly speaking, is in Spanish we say this hablando en términos generales, so speaking in general. The real I is the self, Shiva. As a matter of fact, speaking from a strict technical viewpoint, he's not an I. Why? Because his nature, the nature of Shiva, is inconceivable. Anyway, in the world of the words, that is a good description for making the inconceivable one conceivable. And for differentiating him from ego or false I. Ego is your false I, is what you acquire from outside. From outside, your parents call you Gabriel. So I thought, I am Gabriel. This is it. Yes, but it's coming from outside. It's not internal. Gabriel wasn't coming with me from my birth. No, I was coming with me. I am. Yes, I am. Gabriel came from my mother and father. You know the story about my name. My name is Gabriel Alfonso. My parents said, if it's a guy, the baby, because at that time in the 60s, they couldn't know the sex of the baby like now, yes? Now they can know, but at that time, no. So they say, if it's a guy, it's a male, his name will be Gabriel Alfonso. Alfonso because of my father, Gabriel because my mother, Gabriela. And he's a woman, he's a she baby. The name will be Victoria Francisca. Victoria because Victor, my father, Victor Alfonso, and Francisca, the second name of my mother, Gabriela Francisca. This is the story of my name. So they decided to put this horrible name Alfonso to me, yes, and I dislike Alfonso. That's why I never use Alfonso. Gabriel, no problem, but Alfonso. Yes, it's the name of kings in Spain, Alfonso, but I dislike. And Spain, Alfonso is very famous kings in Middle Ages. But no, dislike. That's why I say all the time Gabriel. And this is the story of my ego. But it's not me. It's from outside. Robert, for example, Tamás, it's from outside. I was born with I am. Shiva. This is Shiva. I am. This is my real identity. So simple, yes, but people cannot get it. Why? Because the attachment to ego is very strong. And because from outside, I don't receive enough help. From outside, my parent didn't tell me, you are Gabriel, but really you are Shiva. They never told me. They never told me when I was a baby, you are not Gabriel. Gabriel is your ego. They never told me. Your real identity is I am. Yo soy in Spanish. No, they never told me. They told me, you are Gabriel. Gabi, the short name, Gabi. You are Gabi, my son. They never told me, you are God. No. That's why, because parents are ignorant in general, we have all these problems. So from outside, we don't receive help. like having parents yogis. Yes. Oh well. So the yogi, for example, if I'm not a father, but if I'm a father, I will tell my son, I am. Yo soy. Yes, in Spanish. Yo soy. Aham in Sanskrit. Aham. Aham asmi is in Sanskrit. Yo soy. I am. Aham asmi. Am. Aham I. But in general, they remove asmi. They put aham. I am. I. So I will tell my baby. If I have a baby, if I don't have, I will tell all these things. And from the beginning, you have to tell them. And Guruma will tell him the same, yes, to my baby, to her, yes. No, you are Shiva, because we are yogis. But in general, parents are not yogis. They're not spiritual oriented. That's why they tell you, oh, you are Elena, oh, you are how is Dora, oh, blah, blah, blah. They don't tell you the real identity, I am. That is coming from you from the beginning. It's all borrowed. Todo es prestado en España. Todo es prestado. Borrowed. Your eye is prestado from God. God gives your eye to you. Yes, to Gabriel. So you use his eye to support Gabriel, because Gabriel with eye has no support. I am Gabriel, but without I am, Gabriel doesn't exist. That's why God lends you I am to support your ego. So God is the support of ego. Without God, Tattva 1 doesn't exist, Tattva 15 ego. Yes, very simple to understand. So it's mysterious. But from outside, nobody helps you in general. It's not that you are is a guru there with you from the beginning. No, you are born in Rosario. You are born in Ponta Grossa. You understand? You are not born in Benares, yes, with all Shiva's parents there. No, you are born in Rosario, in Argentina. You are born in Budapest, in people like this, yes, countries. But it's a place for you. You have to be born there. Okay. So people in bondage, whether they are ordinary people or spiritual aspirants, give the association of real I, mind, and physical body. So mind is your ego, yes? Ego, mind, and intellect all form a whole organ called antahkarana, yes? Internal psychic organ, intellect, ego, and mind. All is like mind for you to understand. You are attached to your mind. You think that you are your thoughts. You have a sad thought, you are sad. No, you are not your thought. You can have a sad thought, but you are happy because you are not your thoughts. Easy to say, difficult to understand. It's all the time the same. Why? Because from outside there is no help. Because the word you are maybe with your guru, how much? 2 hours every week, but the rest of people are with you all the time, practically. So they tell you all the time that you are your thoughts. They force you to this. So you are all the time attached to your thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. You can be happy even if you have sad thoughts, or vice versa. You can be sad and your thoughts are happy. There's no relationship between you and thoughts. You have a thought and you say, oh, I thought it. No, you didn't think it. It's only a thought in your mind, some creation in your mind. It's not yours. Why you appropriate? Why you grab? It's mine. It's a thought. Any thought can enter your mind at any moment, but it's not you. This is the only way to escape from thoughts. If you are a thought, it's like you are on a chair. Yes, you cannot remove. I cannot remove my armchair. Why I cannot remove my armchair? Because I'm sitting on it. To remove it, I need to stand up, so I can remove it. If I'm on my armchair now, like this big armchair I have, I cannot remove it because I'm on it. So when you are identified with your thoughts, you cannot remove thoughts. Because you tell your thought, I am you. But it's not you. Imagine there is some people passing by, yes, near my house. They walk like this because there is a lot of snow and ice, yes, on the floors. They walk. Guys, all of them are sad because in general Russian are sad. I don't know because it's snow, what word. So all of a sudden I say, I'm that guy. I'm that woman. It's crazy, yes? No, I'm not that guy. I'm here. The same you do with thoughts. You identify with thoughts like me identifying with those people walking on the snow there. It's stupid. No, I don't need to suffer. I'm not that guy. I don't need to suffer. I feel so cold walking on the snow. Look at me. No, I'm not that guy. I'm here, warm at home. The same with the thoughts. So it's craziness. Yes, it's craziness when you identify with your thoughts. But this craziness is very popular. So people think that it's normal. Yes, people think that it's normal because it's very popular. In fact, they tell you have to think about it. You have to, but no, really, you don't need to think. It's bad to think a lot. You are spending a lot of energy uselessly. The one who is enlightened or liberated does not keep that association anymore. So he's not associated with the mind and the body. Despite, a pesar de, in spite of, despite, he looks like associated. Yes. When you see a liberated person, you think, oh, he's associated. Look at him. He's with the mind, with the body, but no, he's not associated. No, he keeps the separation. I'm not the mind, I'm not the body. Because he removed Baudagyana. He removed association with mind, with body. The self always remains as he essentially is. That is, inconceivable. His power, Shakti, is just like him, inconceivable. I am. Shiva I and Shakti am. Is a residual manifestation of this power, namely mind and physical body, which are changing all the time. The mind and the physical body are changing, not the self. You are all the time the same. I continue the same from the beginning. You tell me you're like a kid. Yes, I'm like a kid at the beginning. I think sometimes when I see my body, yes, near 60 in 1 year, 60, yes, but same a kid. Because the self is never undergoing old age, nothing. You see this, it's normal in you that sometimes when you look in the mirror, you are surprised by your face because you don't feel like this. You feel completely young, completely little, yes, like a kid. You say, what happened? But the body changed. The body changed, not you. You are the same. No change at all. Because I am is eternal, inconceivable. He's ancient. He's never old. Old in the sense of defigure. You know, defigure is old. When you are old, you are all defigure. Your face desfigurada. Face. Oh, right there. No, the self is not like that. The self is ancient. He's not old. This is taught by Lakshmana Ju, my Trika Guru. Saint. He's saint. He's eternal. You were here for thousand and thousand births. When I got liberation, I remember I read from Kshemaraja after Sahadra Janma, after 1,000 births, you get this experience of liberation. And I was so crazy, blah, in Samadhi. couldn't tolerate the bliss. All these teachings, because I was in this stage after 1,000 births. You can translate Sahasra Janma or Janma Sahasra like 1,000 births or thousands of births. Thousands. Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Some saliva. Mysterious. You were here at the time of the Roman Empire. You were here at the beginning of creation. This is you, the real you. This is what you realize at the time of liberation. I'm here. I was here. I will be here. It's your real identity. Not this puppet, yes, Gabriel and all this puppet. You know the puppet is living only 80 years and dying. Yes, it's it's not a real identity. So these residual manifestations, mind and body, they are changing all the time. As a result, since the living individual is fully identified with his mind and physical body, he's in constant pain due to the changes. If you check the problems of people, they are never related to their self or to the power of the self. They never have problem with I am. No, it's about the rest, the creation. They know that they are. I exist. I am. They know. They cannot deny this. The liberated one has come to realize that he's the self and not the wretched mind and physical body. Hence, por esta razón, he does not become identified with his mind and physical body at all. This way, all of his problems are gone forever. The mind and the body continues with problems, but not him. He's isolated. This is Kaivalya, divine autonomy, Kaivalya. The body is the same with you, with disciples. The disciple, the body and the mind has problems, but they're identified with the mind and the body, so they think I have problems. But no, I was never touched by your problems. Never. This apparently is very simple to understand, but it's so difficult to do in practice. It's so difficult. Because all the time this poison coming from outside and from inside, that you are the mind and you are the body. You are all the time, for example, in the cell. Yes, oh, I'm in the cell. All of a sudden your mother comes and tells you, hey, you're fat, son. Yes, so I'm not fat. Again, you identify with the body. Because people from outside inoculate this poison about fatness, thinness, and all this stuff. You are healthy. You are not healthy all the time with this story. So you don't realize that really you are the self. You are not the body. All the time with the body. You know, it's all the time with the body. You see then. It doesn't matter if I go to Vietnam to watch news there. They're all the time the same story. The body. Women with the body. You know women with the body, right? Like this. Selfie. I'm beautiful. Body, all the time body. They don't move beyond this. All the time to do yoga for the health of the body, not for your back, for reducing your fat in your belly, not for spirituality, no, for the body, again, for being healthy, to live more, all this ignorance, all that ignorance. Who created that ignorance? His power. The residual manifestation of his power create that ignorance. He's not creating anything. He's like this. Completely different. So you come to him, oh God, give me this I need. And he's like the Sphinx in Egypt. Yes, that you go in front of the Sphinx and you can tell him, oh, Sphinx, and she never looks at you. She's all the time looking at the horizon, in the direction of the horizon. He's like this. I need this, Shiva, and Shiva. But anyway, his power is here in you. And this power can give you or not what you are asking from him. But he's completely beyond. That's why people don't understand God. So that's why they say, why God is permitting this? Why we are suffering if God exists? Don't reason with God like this because it's not working. No, he's like indifferent. His indifference is so massive that it can kill you. When you are with him in indifference, it can kill your body. Massive. He's never affected by anything, by life, by death, by anything. He's the same from ancient time, the same guy, meditating on himself. Tremendous. You cannot imagine what this is. This is the state of Shiva. That's why you cannot tell him, hey, you are bad, you are good. No, he's transcendent. His power, in some strange way, because the power is inconceivable like him, but in a very strange and mysterious way, he will contact you and will give you or not what you are asking from him. So don't protest with him. He's transcendental. He's beyond the universe. So great. That's why you have a lot of problem with faith in God. Yes, when you are a disciple, you lose your faith in him because look at you, Brazil lost the final. I lost my faith in God. Yes, disciples are like this, childish. Argentina lost the final. I lost my faith in Shiva. Disciples are childish. I was like this too. I did the same thing. Not because of the final. I lost my faith because I was poor. I wanted to be rich. I wanted to live in a better quarter, not in this horrible narco quarter I was living 50 years of my life. Yes. So I live like in near favelas in Brazil. Yes, I live very hard away in Rosario. Rosario is a hard city. And it's like Rio de Janeiro, favela, it's something complicated. Most people don't know about this. They live in Moscow, Budapest, they don't realize what this is. So it's complicated. So I was suffering because of this and that, but he never gave me. Only now gave me this place in Moscow, but before never. A better place. He never gave me money to be rich, never. But I lost my faith because of this. It's very common. But you cannot force him. No way. He will give you something at the end. And this will be the greatest treasure. But you won't be completely conscious of this at the beginning. And all the things happening in your life, good and bad, are perfect for you. But you cannot understand it now. You understand like this. Good things are perfect. Bad things are not perfect. No. All is perfect. Good and bad. But how is that possible? You cannot understand it. Because he's inconceivable. And at the end, all is good for you. But in a way, you cannot understand him. All is good for you. But in a way that you cannot understand. Because of the limitations in the intellect. Limitations. You say, how it is good for me? Yes, it's good for you. But how? It's terrible. Yes, but it's good for you. When I remember my bad experience in my life, I realized that at the end it was perfect. It was perfect at the end because made me better in many other aspects. And at the end, boiled down everything to the experience of liberation. So it was perfect. But when you're in the middle of the bad spirit, you think it's bad for you because you have this limitation in the intellect, this Bauda Jnana, this ignorance in the intellect. It's mysterious. That's why you protest. Why I was born here in this Rosario, in Rio de Janeiro? Why in favelas? Why in these slums? Why in suffering? Why in Moscow with minus 25 degrees? Why I'm not in tropical, yes, city, happy? No, no, no. Here. And at the end you realize, it was better. Yes, it's good. It's good. But not before. Okay. In theory, it's apparently a little thing just to remain as the self and not to get identified with the mind and the physical body. It's a simple thing. But in practice, the vast majority of people just cannot do it. It's not so simple. Even the spiritual aspirant find it difficult to attain that state of absence of identification. It's all His grace. With His grace, you can do it. Only the most advanced ones can get a glimpse of what that means. A glimpse. Therefore, it will cost you an arm and a leg, as the old saying goes. Como dice el dicho en Spanish, como dice el dicho, as the old saying goes, el viejo dicho, te va a costar un brazo y una pierna. It will cost you one arm and one leg, so it's very expensive. People want fast things, yes. A disciple, but an aspirant was emailing me these days, telling me how many years. I told him minimum with me 27. 27? Why 27? Because I delayed 27 years. Minimum, I'm charging you the same prices to be without profit. If I want profit, I will charge you 30 years, 35. So I have some profit. Why? They want to do it fast. Yes. Oh, give me initiation. Give me this fast. No. It's the most expensive thing in the world. The most difficult thing in the world is to realize God. The guy is not coming. You can be hours praying to him not coming. That's why people are so devastated. They say, I was praying to God years and years and never gave me anything. Never. Why? No. It's the most difficult thing. Tremendous to move this guy. For him to move, it's like this thing like this. And all of a sudden, for this thing to move the head like this and to see you 27 years, it's for free. 40 years, 50, one life, many lifetimes. In fact, it's 27 years this lifetime. In other lifetime, I was practicing too, so maybe I delayed 10 lifetimes. Nobody knows. The most expensive thing in the world. You know who is he? Is it God? He's conscious of every atom in the universe. This galaxy you see so far from us, yes, he's conscious of all. You want an encounter with him. Are you conscious? This entity, this intelligence. It's you, but at the same time, are you conscious of what you are doing? That's why don't lose your faith. It's very big. That's why it's delayed. It's very big. You contact him all of a sudden, full. Your body will be shattered, destroyed completely, incinerado, completely calcinated, calcinado. You understand this? It's conscious of the movement of every atom, of every particle in the universe. That's why problem with faith in him is problem in the disciple, not in him. Because the disciple is not conscious of his greatness. He's the God of your parents, of your grandparents. He's the God of all your ancestors. He was there. You understand this greatness? It's not that you will become liberated overnight. Yes, de la noche a la mañana in Spanish. Overnight. No, it's not so simple. Yes, there are very rare cases of people getting instantaneous liberation, but they anyway had to make great efforts in previous life for sure. For sure. In a nutshell, if you think that becoming a liberated one will be an easy task, just remove that strange thought from your mind or you will feel disappointed after the first battle against spiritual ignorance. If you have this thought, the first battle with spiritual ignorance, you will feel disappointed. So, persevere, perseverar. Yes? In order not to feel disappointed, you have to perseverance, perseverance, all the time. This is a great being. A great being is never losing his faith in you. If you will be a great disciple, you have to keep your faith in him intact. Obviously, you will fall and you will rise again. A liberated being is not someone with superpowers, or someone with a nice orange robe, or someone who is cute, or someone who has a funny haircut, or someone with plenty of tattoos on his skin, and so on. A liberated one is an oddity, una rareza, something very rare in this world, in this decaying humankind, because he looks usual, but at the same time, he looks usual, he looks like you, but at the same time, he's able to accomplish the incredible mission of not associating his real life with mind and physical body. He's free from this. So does it mean that he doesn't need anesthesia to go to the dentist, that he will go to the dentist without anesthesia? No, he's not stupid. He's not associated with the body doesn't mean that he's all the time with anesthesia in the body. No, he's not associated. Even with pain, he's not associated with the body. He feels pain, like Jesus Christ felt pain, yes, on the cross. But he's not the body anyway. It's not that he has all the time anesthesia, yes. I don't need the anesthesia in the dentist. No, he's not. Some people are so childish that they think like this. Oh, so he goes to the. That's why he protests with Muktananda, with my guru. You are liberated. Why you don't grow your teeth? Why you have no teeth? You have a prosthesis, yes? Why you have dentadura, denture? Why? You are liberated. You have to have teeth again in you, yes? Automatically. No, it's not right. Don't be childish, please. Because they think that the liberated person is a war hero or something like this. It's a héroe de guerra. No, it's not this. It's so funny because the idea they have. And this is the experience he has. After having made tremendous effort for a long time in general, he was allowed to grab the power of the self, Shakti, firmly. What is this? He grabs I am inside firmly. How to do this? It's like you have a hand inside and grab the state. I am. And you are established. As this power, Shakti, is pure bliss, his experiences before attaining liberation are teeming with pure joy, teeming with, full of, llenas de dicha pura, teeming with pure joy. It's joy at 101%. It's beyond imagination, so to speak. It's unprecedented bliss. So nothing before was like this. Unprecedented. It's like sex? No. It's like having a new car? No. It's like winning the lottery? No. It's unprecedented. Never before you got a joy like this. Because he had never experienced that kind of massive delight before. Most people will not be able to grab Shakti firmly like him. This is the problem. If you have had usual sex, you know how powerful an orgasm is. Now imagine that joy multiplied by billions, and you will realize that nobody who is not ready could bear, could tolerate that massive wave of bliss. In fact, lasts for a few seconds. More than this, and the body is destroyed. The moment a person who is not ready enough touches the power of the self, he becomes unconscious. This is the way you touch high voltage, you become unconscious. It's high voltage, unconscious. It's a way the system has to cut in order not to damage the system. Some fuse blows up. You understand me? Salta un fusible in Spanish. Saltar un fusible. Fuse blows up. So explode. Something in you and cut the connection. So you are contacting with Shiva, contacting is so massive, cut. So you survive, become unconscious. Now you wake up and you say, what happened? What happened to me? You almost had a contact with him. Cut. When you are ready, you prolong this contact for a few seconds. And you are conscious of this. For a few seconds, liberation. And next stop again because the body cannot resist. Or continue. If continues, the body dies. This is a person discarding the body in liberation. Cannot receive because it's conscious of every atom in the universe. It's putting all on the body. You grab the all. He's the all. Sarvam on the body. A few seconds. Cannot tolerate the weight. Break the body. You understand? Therefore, the rookie sadhakas will become unconscious at the time of their getting in touch with his power. That's why they meditate and they're all the time in the void. Yes, they come out of meditation and they say, what happened? I was sleeping, maybe. What happened? And they check the time. Oh, 1 hour. What happened? Because they are about to get in touch with him, but no, it's not ready, the system to tolerate. Not. This is the reason why the rookies had so many experiences of unconsciousness during their meditations. They get out of their meditations and do not know what happened to them. They think that they were sleeping, but what happened to them was a deluge, un diluvio, paralaya. Diluvio, in Spanish, diluvio, deluge, is when rain is very heavy, yes? Deluge, heavy and continues for a lot of days, like with Noah. Remember Noah, the story of Noah, that the deluge came to the earth and killed all humankind. Only Noah with his family survived in the ark. You know this story, the Ark of Noé, in the Bible. Okay, so what is a deluge? A pralaya, a dissolution. You experience a deluge. This deluge is known as spiritual ignorance. It's a veil drawn by Shakti that prevents them from enjoying pure bliss. So you were about to enjoy pure bliss, but cut. However, a very advanced spiritual aspirant who can grab the power of the self and tolerate the massive bliss when he's ready and when Shiva makes him ready, when he said, now. Liberation is like this. A lot of fear, he's like this. All of a sudden he says, now. And you can grab the power and bliss comes to you. He sees you and gives you something. Few seconds. Enough. Enough. What he gives you in a few seconds is enough for all your life. It's God. Doesn't need to be all the time doing something. Next he continues. Now. Next continue. This is his unfathomable mystery. Tremendous. That's why Shiva is great all the time. It's not like people. You know, people, for example, this football player Messi, yes? Messi, before being football player, he wasn't great. He became great playing football. Greater and greater and greater. Now he's a star. He's great. Look at Messi. With Pelé and Maradona, Messi there, yes. Now, but he became great over the time. But Shiva is not like this. Shiva is great all the time. He's never becoming great. He's great naturally. Not like us, he's becoming greater and greater doing actions. No. The experience of becoming liberated does not occur in time and space because the self is inconceivable and beyond all attributes, limitations, forms, etc. So one day, after grabbing hold of Shakti, that blessed aspirant entered the state of the self. At that time, his mind completely recedes, gets back, and his physical body is seen like an object. The thoughts are heard like people whispering in another room. That is, they are far from him and cannot affect him at all. All your thoughts are far from you. His physical body is just another object, and therefore its presence or absence is of no account. It's not important. The body is there or not is not important. You are with him. You don't need the body. The previous bliss all of a sudden changes and is felt in a different way. It's indescribable. It's freedom. It occurs by divine dispensation only when he says, now. No limited individual can force Shiva to share his freedom with him. This experience of his freedom is the greatest experience a human being can attain. When you attain it, you fully realize that nothing has ever happened to you. This is the surprise. This generates the greatest of the amazements, el más grande de los asombros. You feel, what? You are him. Nothing happened to me ever. Nothing. For eons, ages, you were the same, intact. This is a great experience. I call that supreme experience the experience of the encapsulated I, because you go through life as if wearing a protective suit. You are like an astronaut. You move through life, but nothing is affecting you in this state. This is the point most people cannot get, and consequently, they start to imagine and create fantasies about a liberated being. It's very common. This in emails all the time. I receive things like this. They ask me all the time, "You have supernatural powers. Why you don't have supernatural power?" All the time like this, yeah, because I tell them, "No, I don't have any supernatural power. I never wanted one." Why this? Well, because they associate supernatural power with liberation. No, no association. And but the enlightened one is not a superhuman being in the sense of a comic superhero. The usual mental and bodily experiences brought by the force of life will continue coming to him, as in the case of the rest of people. But as he realized that his I, the self, is not at all associated with mind and physical body, he is not affected by such experiences. Instead, all those experiences just affect his mind and physical body. This is also true in the case of all people, but as most of them did not realize yet that their real I is not associated with their minds and physical bodies, they are seriously affected. No need of a new world war coming to spoil a limited individual happiness, because a sudden bloated bill is more than enough to make him lose his cool for hours or days. So you receive, like we say in Spanish, una factura de luz abultada, bloated factura, bill, for example, power bill. Yes. Oh my God, I had to pay all this money. All this is enough for you to be out of your of your temper for hours or days. You will lose your cool for hours or days. This is the mark of his bondage. Not even this. Someone tells you you are fat, you are affected immediately because you think that you are the body. That thing happening to his mind and body are affecting him too, despite his real life remains the whole time unaffected. But with the enlightened person, he's conscious of this. That's why he's not affected. Then, my work of adapting the ancient teachings to the modern times is not one of inventing the self and his power. It's not even a task related to rewriting all the scriptures. It's simply to show the well-known old teachings in a modern way which is understandable to the current limited individual. In ancient times, human beings were wiser. Now, even with all the technology, they are unable to comprehend the simplest spiritual teachings. In this way, my work is related to the limited individuals and never to the self and his power, because these two remain immutable and glorious as always. I must teach the limited individuals how to become the playground of Shiva and Shakti. You have to become limited individual, the playground, like with children, yeah, because Shiva and Shakti are like children. You have to become the playground of God and his power. Why? In order for them to get a real life once and for all. To constantly live identified with the moronic mind and this ephemeral physical body is just absolutely nonsensical. While this stupid act of identification is a divine play from the viewpoint of the self, it's a complete tragedy for a limited individual. All in all, the self, Shiva, is the most important thing in everybody's life. Without him and his power, I am. The limited individuals and the rest of the universe would not have come to exist ever. They exist, I am Gabriel. Gabriel exists because I am. It's borrowed from him. If you are not properly conscious of this self, you will be always in trouble despite the circumstances. time, place, and such. Limited individuals, naras, can be divided into two categories, broadly speaking. First categories, ordinary people. By ordinary people, I do not all mean rude people with bad manners, because in Spanish, especially ordinario can mean bad manners, ordinary. I mean people who are not interested at all in the self. That is, they think that they are totally free and that life is always like this, that they will finally die someday and that they are happy due to the presence of others around, etc. These kind of people may be very intelligent with reference to knowledge about objects, but they miserably fail with reference to the subject or self. It's in this respect that they are ignorant despite having a university degree, perhaps, or even the most impressive award given by the most prestigious academy in the world, and so on. Many of them are very useful in keeping this world up and running, of course, but they are anyway of no use when the subject known as spiritual liberation is to be dealt with. They have simply no idea about that, or their ideas are just dull. The vast majority of people in this humankind are in this category, unfortunately. Hence, it's no surprise that this world performs so poorly from a spiritual viewpoint. Poor. You know, in Argentina, for example, now is the final cup of Argentina-France, yes. Some people in Argentina are following brujos, witchers, yes. For Argentina to win, they're following the witchers and witches too, yes, brujas. Brujas will say, oh, Argentina will win. It's crazy. Ignorance. They're like this, a lot of people like and with Kabbalah in Spanish is to have something you do all the time in order to have good luck, for example. Oh, my Kabbalah is to use this shirt, for example, to have good luck. You understand? Kabbalah in Spanish. I don't know in English how to say Kabbalah. I will. Kabbalah. Kabbalah in Spanish. Oh, my Kabbalah is this. Kabbalah. In English, Kabbalah. Kabbalah. In Hungarian, Kabbalah. In Portuguese, I suppose, Kabbalah. And in Russian, Kabbalah. Ah, well, so you understand. Okay. And Kabbalah. Look at this. So this Kabbalah, yes, in Spanish, this Kabbalah. No, if I wear this necklace, oh, I will be lucky. So they watch the match, for example, Argentina, France tomorrow with special T-shirt of Argentina in order to have good luck. Well, people are like this, yes. You can watch the match and nothing else. Yes, you don't need Kabbalah. What will happen will happen. And nobody can change it. It's like this. A spiritual aspirant, another category of people in ignorance. A spiritual aspirant. These are limited individuals, like ordinary people, who got just fed up with being in the prison of their own minds and bodies. They know for sure that they are not free at all. They desire to find a way out of their misery. Some of them are more advanced, obviously, but all of them are in search of the self, whether they call him God, real I, peace, Shiva, redemption, Brahma, etc., whatever the name. So they are like ordinary people, but they are fed up with suffering, to be in prison, to not be free. They are fed up with it. Okay, for today is enough. Next satsanga will continue in the page 46. 46, we continue with explaining about this adaptation of ancient teachings to modern times. For today is enough. Om Namah Shivaya.